Alright, welcome to Geometry 8-5. We're looking at circles in the coordinate plane. And so we're beginning with what is the equation of a circle. So an equation of a circle, its center, when we're talking about circles in the coordinate planes, its center is hk. And the radius, the length of the radius, is r. And then a point on the edge of a circle would be xy. So let's go ahead and write what is the equation of a circle. It's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus h squared equals the radius squared. And this is based off the distance formula, which you can read more about on 799. But if you remembering the distance formula here, the difference of x and h squared plus the difference of y and k squared will equal the distance for your radius squared. So again, it's based off the distance formula. But this is called the standard equation of a circle. So if we were given a center hk and a radius r, we could substitute these values in here to write it in standard form. Let's do an example. So write an equation of a circle with a center at 5, -2. And remember, this is hk, right? Forgot one line here. And a radius of 7. Well, let's substitute those values in. So we're going to get x minus h, which is 5 squared, plus y minus k, which is -2 squared, equals our radius squared, which is 7 squared. And let's simplify this y minus -2 and make it more simple here. So we would just have x minus 5 squared, y plus 2 squared equals, let me actually just turn 7 squared is 49. And there is our standard equation of a circle. And one thing to note, if I gave you this, or if the book gives you this, because this is plus, you know that the coordinate must have come from a negative, and that's why it's plus here. Because in the standard form, remember, it's x minus h and y minus k. So if it gives you a circle and you see a plus here, it means that the coordinate must be negative. It came from a -2. All right, let's move on. So what is the standard equation of the circle with a center at 1, -3 that passes through the point 2, 2? Well, first we're going to have to use the distance formula to get the difference, or to find out the distance between these 2 points, and that will be our radius. And let me just explain why. So right now we have a circle in the coordinate plane. I'm not going to draw my xy axis yet, but just to show you. The center is at 1, -3. And there's a point on it at 2, 2. So if we could find the distance between these, then we found the radius of a circle. And we need that radius so that we could write our equation in standard form. So how do we find it? Well, the radius is going to equal the square root of x2 minus x1. So let's call that 1 minus 2 squared, plus y2 minus y1. So let's call that -3 minus 2 squared. And again, we're just talking about x2, so 1 minus 2, -3 minus 2. And now let's continue to move forward. I'll change it to purple here. Our radius equals the square root. 1 minus 2, this is -1 squared. -3, -2 make -5 squared. 1 plus 25, square root of 26. We'll just leave it in radical form. So the distance of our radius is rad 26. All right. Oh, sorry, rad 26. So we need to write it in. The whole thing is, what is the standard equation? So let's write that. So we're going to have x minus our center, so -1 squared, plus y minus our k, and that's -3, so that's that minus a negative is going to become +3 squared, equals the length of our radius squared. So the length of our radius is rad 26 squared, and the square and a square root are going to cancel each other out. So our final equation is x minus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 26. That's the standard equation of that circle. Simple enough. All right. Let's do one more. In this question, it says graph the circle. So our circle is at, in standard form, x minus 7 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 64. So let's just pick out a few things that we know. We know that, let me write the standard form underneath. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if our radius squared equals 64, our radius is going to have the length of 8. And if the center of our circle is HK, it's supposed to be a comma, HK, then this is going to be, according to here, our H is 7, and our K, our K would be negative 2, right? Because our equation is a positive and it's minus K, so it would be minus negative. So negative 2. So the first thing we need to do is graph negative 2, 7. So that's going to be, these are in increments of 2 here, these hash marks. So here's where negative 7 is. 2, 4, 6, it's negative 7. I'm sorry, positive 7, negative 2. 2, 4, 6, positive 7. And negative 2 would be in our first hash mark. So right here is our center. 2, 4, 6, 7, and then 2. There's our center. And from the center, we have a radius of 8. Now, since our graph, we don't have a compass, so normally we would just measure 8 with a compass and then draw that circle around. Excuse me. But since we do not have a compass, we only can count with our x and y axis, because counting, so let me just talk about, I could use these hash marks to count 8 up. So, 2, 4, 6, 8. That would be a radius of this circle. Again, 2, 4, 6, 8 would be radius. I can go down. 2, 4, 6, 8. This would be a radius. I can go to the right. 2, 4, 6, 8 would be radius. Or I can go to the left. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, I can't go diagonal. I'll just give you an example. I can't count 8 this way because I don't have exact measurements of what one unit is on this graph diagonally. I only have them on the grid going with my x-axis and my y-axis, but I don't have them diagonally, so I can't draw that line. But I can make the 4 points there and try to draw a circle that uses those 4 points. It's going to be an approximate circle, but that would be, oh, this looks a lot off. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, this should be one higher. An approximate circle, and that's the best that we can do. Okay, good luck, and talk to you next time.